It's been a long time since we've been home. Shu thinks back to Masaharu's funeral but shakes his head to shove the painful memory away. We haven't seen Mum and Dad since they moved, huh? Barely even spoken to them. Yet they've called from time to time, though seems really busy over there. Remind me never to go into the sciences. I think you need intelligence to go into the sciences. Alright. No need. Yeah, hey! Now, more importantly, Shu's super cute. Excuse me? Whatever. Please don't follow up with such a weak statement, Natsume. You are so small. My boys! Their mother greets them as soon as they enter the house. She awkwardly hugs them, and Shu is reminded at how bad his mother is with shows of affection. But the gesture is obviously filled with genuine feeling. I really have missed Mum and Dad. Their father walks over to Natsume, who's standing apart, and pats him on the shoulder. While making small talk with his mother, Shu glances over to observe his father and brother. Natsume, how has work been? Oh, it's alright. My boss is giving me a lot more responsibilities now. So you're moving up from being a regular grunt? We were, anyway. Natsume's just being a dick. It certainly feels like it. Though if you asked me to make a creme brulee, I might be in trouble. Well, if you say so, that must be a difficult dish indeed. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but at least he's showing the enthusiasm. Your mother tried her best at cooking tonight, so hopefully it's palatable for you. He does bakery stuff, not whatever. I'm sure it's delicious. I haven't seen Natsume that happy in a long time. Dad's never blamed him as much as Mum has, but he always was kind of distant too. I'm glad. A CG. Hooray. Problem is, these sort of CGs, they just look a bit weird. What's going on with your mouth? What the fuck is wrong with you? You look like that fish that can turn itself... I can't think of the proper term for it. But yeah, you look like the fish who can turn itself a bit weird and change sexes. Your mouth is... Jesus, I'm scared. I mean, you must be crap at doing certain things with your mouth that I probably shouldn't mention to a young audience. Because, Christ... The five of them sit down to dinner and swap stories about the last couple of months. This is all the food for 5 people. That would not last very long. How are you picking this up with chopsticks? Whatever, I've always been terrible with chopsticks. Is the lab almost done being rebuilt? Just think about it, I think another month or 2 will do it. And then their mother speaks up in a way that Shu was almost too afraid to hope for. Natsume. Yes? You'll be graduating soon, right? What are your plans after high school? Yeah, his face definitely matches someone who's in thought. He looks... I can't say what he looks like without offending someone, but he either looks like that, or like someone's pleasing him under the desk and he's not entirely sure what to do about it. But that would either mean it would have to mean it's the mother, because everyone's hand is above the table. Well, his hand isn't showing. Just won't go there. You can do it, Natsume. He hopes that Natsume can feel all of the good luck vibes that he's trying to send him. I'm thinking of going to college and pursuing science. Not literature? You were always good at that. Lately I've been fascinated by particle physics. I still like literature, but I don't think I want to pursue it as a career. Their mother looks surprised to hear this, but finally smiles. I see. It sounds like you've matured some in these last few months. Fuck you. You don't think that people in literature could be mature? Punch you in the face. I won't. That's violent from, to do something to your mother, you know? Ugh. But don't underestimate science. It's a difficult field, so you will have to apply yourself. Yes, I know, and, I will, Mum. And thank you for taking care of your brothers. You've done very well. I was about to say they've died, and we've had to save them. Not necessarily his fault, if we're being honest. When she looks away and breaks eye contact at last to talk to Masaharu, Natsume looks down. Shu swears he can see tears in his brother's eyes. I don't know. They look so goofy in that CG. Natsume spends most of the rest of the night, that doesn't flow off the tongue very well, staring down at his plate awkwardly but smiling. And then we just wake up here a few days later. Well, at least we bonded a little bit. With his mindset and his determination particularly strong after dinner with his entire family, Shu begins to anticipate future Natsume's return. I want to protect everyone this time. I didn't really get it before, but all my life people have been protecting me, taking care of me. I just soaked it all in without thinking, but this time I'm going to save everyone. His panic attacks become less and less frequent, as do his nightmares, with his trusty time machine missing from his wrist. At times, Shu wonders if everything he's experienced for the last few months was even real. All it takes is a sad smile from Natsume to remind Shu of the gravity of their situation. This is real. It's really happening. I can't run away. I have to face Fuyuka head on and see what happens from there. He doesn't have long to wait. Just 3 days later, he gets a text from Natsume just as school ends, telling him to come to his room again. 3 days. Jesus, man. I don't have to wait long in this time thing situation. 3 days. Ugh. Shu hardens his resolve, and after gathering his things, he heads to his brother's room. By the time he gets there, both Natsumes are sitting down, and upon noticing him, they both wave. Shu, glad you could make it. Why wouldn't I be able to make it? It's like, yeah, sorry, I had better things to do. Like, wouldn't miss it. No, I suppose you wouldn't. Future Natsume hands Shu's watch back to him. I've made all the adjustments that I could. Shu takes his time machine back and puts it on his wrist. It's a heavy burden to bear, as it has always been, but he feels better when it's where he can see it. I did the best I could, and I fixed up the coordinate that this Natsume, he gestures towards Natsume, worked on. Analysing the data from your watch, Shu, I've created a composite memento that should be able to take you to see Fuyuka in her time stream. Should? Future Natsume shakes his head. The best I could get is a 30% success rate. 30%. Whoop-de-doo. If I messed up in my calculations or any other unforeseen bugs pop up, then YouTube will end up in limbo. 30%! This is a game, so that's not going to happen, because that would be absurd. But 30%! There's that scene in Jimmy Neutron where they're all like, oh, well, there's a 5% chance you all might die. That's 95% chance of success rate. That's fine, right? 30? That's a huge failure rate! Not for long, of course. If we don't do something, the entire time stream will collapse in no time at all. The universe as we know it will cease to be. Or maybe just our part of it. The universe is too vast for me to really believe that it all hinges on what's happening here. Either way, even if the whole universe doesn't explode, we're still screwed if this doesn't work. But you're going to go anyway. But I'm going anyway. We're going. When Shu opens his time machine menu, he sees the composite memento in there. He stares at it, marvelling at how close he is to Fuyuka, the real Fuyuka, at this very moment. You know, I think most people would try and talk you out of this. It's pretty reckless. I believe you are math skills and science skills, Natsume, and I believe in how much you care about me, about our family. You've done the best you can, so now it's our turn. I completely agree. I'm not sure that I can thank you properly, or if this is enough, but thank you. You've sacrificed everything. I understand that and appreciate it more than I can say. Ever since I found out that my time stream isn't the main one, that it's only an echo that will eventually fold back into the main time stream as if I never existed, I've been pretty down. I failed Fuyuka years before, but I also failed the rest of you. I feel like this whole issue has just been one mess after another. But even so, thank you for having faith in me. I hope that it translates into success and happiness for you both. Shu watches Natsume as he tinkers with his headphones. You got the memento too? Yep, I'm ready to go. As ready as I can be at any rate. Me too. Guys, I'm really proud of you, Shu. My counterpart here probably doesn't say it enough, but oh no, he says it plenty, so much so that I'm a little sick of hearing corny lines. Yeah, it's another way echoes are different from the real thing. Personality. He shakes his head while chuckling to himself, then finally has a sober look on his face as he says, good luck you two, you can do this. We're both going to the same place at the same time? It sure seems like it, it's now or never. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And are we in limbo? Doesn't look like it, but it definitely looks a lot more fucking run down. Holy shit. Well, at least now I know what Fallout would look like in visual normal form. Looking at the raised landscape before them, Shu and Natsume are silent for a long while. Relieved as Shu is that they didn't get stuck in time limbo. There are other problems to deal with now. Is this Nagasaki? I can't tell. Oh. That'd be why? What signs that haven't been completely burned away are too charred to read or even see what language they were in? Shu peers up at the sky and sees nothing but a thick cloud of smoke and dust casting the entire area in a hazy, dim light. What time is this, and just where is this? I don't think we're in Nagasaki anymore, Shu. This road is done in a more Western style, I think. I don't know where we are, though. Your other self didn't tell you? He didn't know either. This memento doesn't have any location or time information in a format we can read. He just made it so that we could travel to that unreadable time and place. In the distance, Shu can just barely make out a city skyline burning with an unnatural light. Is this really where Fuyuka is? How could she bear being here? Because your standards relax if you're used to the same thing after a while. Maybe that explains why she felt she had to resort to such drastic measures. There's nobody here. The buildings are all abandoned. There's no sign of life at all. No animals, no plants. What happened here? An apocalypse? Natsume, let's hurry and find Fuyuka. Is Kisuke here too? What have he and Fuyuka been up to, living in this world alone? Shu and Natsume walk for a few blocks, their eyes on the unchanging, constantly burning landscape as they solemnly walk the streets. Natsume, Shu! A high bell-like voice calls them from far away, one that has become all too familiar to them both. Fuyuka. I can't believe that you two are here! I was going to bring you here soon, but to think that you'd come here on your own, how can it be possible? Fuyuka. Where's Masaharu? Why didn't he come with you two? In the years since Fuyuka's death, Shu has thought of his sister again and again. There were so many things I wanted to tell her, so many things I wanted to ask, but she was gone before I could say goodbye. And now here she is, and I don't even know where to start. Masa's not here. Shu were the only ones who could time travel. Oh, that watch! The one Shu has must be the one he gave him. Natsume's, where's yours? How did you get here? That's a very long story. Natsume too seems to be struggling with how best to speak with Fuyuka. We have all the time in the world, Natsume. Tell me everything. I just want to hear your voice. You don't know how much I've longed to hear it. She reaches for Shu and he flinches at first, but his sister's arms are around him before he can get away. Contrary to his fears, he does not melt away. Fuyuka is solid and warm. Despite himself, despite everything, Shu trembles as he clings to her. Fuyuka, I missed you. I missed you so much. Me too, Shu. I'm so glad you're here. This feeling of completeness, of finding someone Shu has long been given up for dead, is much more powerful than Shu had anticipated. I thought that I'd given up. I thought I accepted Fuyuka's death a long time ago, but I never really did. Suddenly he can understand all too well why his future self would go to such lengths. The thought brings him back to reality, dread sinking into his body like a stone in water. Shu. Natsume's voices whisper soft. That's all he has to say. Reluctantly, as if tearing off one of his own limbs, Shu pulls away from his sister. Fuyuka, we have to talk. There isn't enough time. Her smile falters. What do you mean? We have plenty of time. Now that you're here, we can stay together forever. Oh, are you worried about Masaharu? Don't worry. Let's work together to bring him here. I would never leave him behind, of course. You can't, Fuyuka. What? Shu? Why are you yelling at me? What's... Every time you try and bring someone here, it kills them. They die. They die in the most horrible ways. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to see anyone I care about die like that anymore. Don't you understand? Didn't you see it? What? Shoot. She never saw any of that. Her echoes caused those things to happen. Don't blame her for that. Natsume, this isn't the time to be soft. I'm not being soft. I don't want Fuyuka to suffer anymore. Natsume, you still blame yourself. But Fuyuka laughs, just laughs brokenly. They die? Of course they die. They have to die so that Shu can save them. So that Shu can find the keys. The keys. Shu finally lets all the thoughts and suspicions he has meld together. You're talking about the mementos. Every time I saved someone, you took the memento I used. Those are the keys we need to bring everyone here. And those keys had to come from you. He and I, we can't travel to your world. Not really. But if you put the keys into the time machine, we can get them from you. That's what he told me. Everything finally makes sense. Fuyuka didn't truly want to murder anyone. Their deaths were simply means to an end. Horrible end. Fuyuka, listen to me. Listen. Shu takes his sister's hands in his. This isn't where we're all supposed to be. This isn't where you're supposed to be. What do you mean? He bites his lip, knowing full well that it's his future self that's responsible for Fuyuka being here, for all this agony. So it was us. You know, in our world, you died. But then in the future, I can accept that. I went back in time to try and save you. But you couldn't. What? You, future you, couldn't save me, not there. That's why I'm still dead in your world. That's why I'm here. This is the only place where I can exist. That's not true, Fuyuka. You understand, don't you? About all the different universes? There's another universe out there where you're alive and we're all happy. Shu can't bring himself to finish his sentence because he himself doesn't believe in his own words. In a way, she's right. What does it matter if there's an alternate universe where none of this happens? That's not our world. We're not together in this world. Fuyuka, we can't be together in this universe. It's just impossible. Natsume? No matter how many keys you gather, we can't stay here. You're not supposed to be here. The time stream wasn't supposed to be like this. The time streams, they're all merging, Fuyuka. Merging? At this rate, the time stream is going to completely collapse on itself. Everyone will die. Just like they did when your echoes touched them. Fuyuka shakes, her face blank with disbelief. Q! She screams out her name as she whirls away from Shu and Natsume. You didn't tell me any of this, Kisuke. You said if Shu got the keys, we could save everyone. But they're just dying. We're all dying. We can't be together. Kisuke, did you lie to me? Or are Natsume and Shu lying to me? Fuyuka begins to sob, her crying the only sound against the crackle of fires throughout the air. For several seconds there is no answer, then finally Shu can hear footsteps. Of course, he already understands who Q is. You're so noisy, Fuyuka. Kisuke emerges from the shadows. In the time since Shu saw him last, his eyes have become glassy and grim. Gone is the confident teasing Kisuke that Shu knew. Kisuke, what is the meaning of all this? Please tell me. Remember our plan, don't you? My echoes would kill. You would tell Shu it was because of a serial killer, so he would investigate, then find the keys to save them. But my echoes were supposed to kill them peacefully. There wasn't supposed to be any pain. Don't exaggerate, Natsume and Yukinari weren't in much pain. Shu balls his hands into fists. What do you know? What do you know? Yukinari drowned. It's not exactly peaceful. And Natsume, he died slowly, painfully. And what about Chiaki and Masaharu? They were ripped apart. You even killed Chiaki in front of his own mum. Fuyuka stares at Kisuke in horror, but he just smirks. So what? Kisuke, are you serious? Dead serious, look. Natsume's just fine, the others are fine. Shu saved them, right? What's it matter? Kisuke. He does not look best pleased. How does any of that compare to what you put me through? You made my life a living hell. You took me away from my family. No, I didn't mean you made me an echo, unable to touch any other living creature. Is that why you haven't got close to me all these years? Why you didn't tell me? I'm so sorry. I should have done it. I should have just let you get ripped apart. Because you're the one who... You completely erased my existence. You had no idea who I was. Even so, I bided my time. I knew that even if I could just get some mementos to use, I could look for my family. Maybe I could even go back in time far enough to before you came in my life. God, even though you had me here, all you ever talked about was your damn family. What about my family, huh? Do you know what happened when I was finally tried going home to find them? The house was abandoned. They didn't even live in Nagasaki. It was like I'd never been born, and all because of you. What? You brought me here. You made me stay here with you for all these years, and for what? I was just so lonely, Kisuke. I was stuck here all alone. So you think it'd be a good idea to drag me into it too? You lied to me. You said that I could bring everyone here, that I could save everyone, but they died horrible deaths. Yeah, I lied to you. But you didn't even ask me before you brought me here and made me live in this hellhole. Don't try and act like the victim now. Hearing Fuyuka say Kisuke over and over stirs something deep in Shu's memory. I see, Kisuke is... You're Kisuke Fujishima, aren't you? Your family lived in the same neighborhood as us. You, Shu, and Fuyuka were childhood friends. That's why I was just so lonely. Kisuke. Shu thinks back to all the times the three of them played together as children. But Kisuke died, didn't he? Didn't you? Ha! Yeah, I died alright, just like Fuyuka here. She was able to reach in the past just once using tech she found. She killed me and brought me back here as an echo. Shu wonders if this wasteland is an alternate future as well. A future where the world has been ruined because of time travel or forbidden technology. After that, both of us searched this whole world over until we found ways to travel back in time. And I started to think up my plan. You manipulated Fuyuka. You made her believe that we could all be together again. Yes, I did, and it was all for nothing. None of your worthless mementos worked for me. I couldn't do anything. That's why he stopped sending me messages. It took me a whole lot of guts and practice just to talk to you normally that first time. I hate your stupid face, just like hers. Kisuke, what? Your family never forgot about you. The fact that Shu and I remember you is proof that you existed, isn't it? After you died, your parents were so distraught that they moved away. They could stay in that house where you all lived together before. They never forgot about you. You're lying. I'm not lying. Why couldn't you think of that on your own? You plot and scheme this much, but you never got close to the truth. Kisuke falls to his knees, his eyes staring blankly at the ground. Even though he looks like that, he's just a kid on the inside. Fuyuka too. Both of them were stuck here together, frozen in time. Their bodies grew, they learned a lot in time travel and everything, but their hearts never really grew. It was the same with me and Natsume. After Fuyuka died, we got stuck too, but we can't stay like this. Do you want to fix things? Kisuke slowly cranes his neck up to look at Shu. Shu can't help but smile. Well, you can, if you learn to travel through time. He confidently returns the words Kisuke once said to him. That is, there's still something all of us can do. We can fix the time stream and make it so none of this ever happened. Help me stop myself. Shu, I have to go back in time one more time. I have to find my future self and stop him, no matter what. I understand that now. I understand that there's some things that you just can't change. No, that you shouldn't change. Fuyuka closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. Kisuke, I'm so sorry for everything I did. I didn't mean to cause you so much pain. But that's not an excuse. No, I'm sorry too. I just wanted to go home, but I felt I couldn't tell you since you could never go home either. But at some point everything got warped. Why did things turn out like this, I wonder? Who knows? Fuyuka and Kisuke share a hesitant smile, then Fuyuka returns her gaze to her younger twin. Shu, I'll do whatever it takes to help you and Natsume. No one should suffer like this anymore. Let's fix the time stream. Even though you will have to die? Can you really accept that? I don't know, but I have to do something. I can't just stay here and wait for something to happen. Not anymore. Fuyuka digs into her pocket and pulls out a necklace, a golden heart locket on a chain. That's the present I got you that day. So you still had it? After Shu, that is, the future Shu, saved me, I was sent here. It changed our time stream, we couldn't find your body, and that's the part of why Mum and Dad... He trails off. Shu realises once more the magnitude of what his future self did, the reason why his family didn't get along. It was because Mum couldn't get any closure. We never found Fuyuka's body, so maybe some part of Mum's heart could never let go. I've kept it all the time. If you use this as a key, as a memento, you'll be able to go back. No, you're going. What? Natsume slowly hands his headphones to Fuyuka. He turns to Shu. You two should go. I know Fuyuka doesn't need my time machine to go with you, but we can't just leave you here. You won't. After all this, I won't be here anymore. None of us will. If you fix everything, then this wasteland might not even exist. Besides, it's only fitting that I spend the last of this time stream here. It's the least I can do after. Natsume, stop! Fuyuka, just stop. I don't want to hear you blame yourself anymore. I've thought back to that day again and again, the look on your face before Shu pulled me away. And now I understand. All these years you blamed yourself. You took this entire burden for yourself. It's not your burden to bear alone. You two, we're here together now. You two came for me, that's all I need. Thank you. It was my obsession with the past that led me to research time travel in the future. That was the catalyst for all of this. But now I think I can accept fate. I'll stay here and have faith that you two can make this work. And the three of them huddle together and embrace. You twins should get going. Kisuke? Didn't I always tell you to be careful, Shu? You'd better not run out of time while sitting here running your mouth. I vaguely remember you being way nicer than when we were kids. Wishful thinking, but we're not kids anymore, are we? Adults have got to do what they've got to do. Shu nods. I'm sorry for lying to you. Thanks for, saving the universe and all. Turns out you really were the key to everything in the end. Goodbye, you two. See you later. Here's hoping we don't fuck this up. Shu and Fuyuka scan the necklace with their time machine and then, holding hands, warp into the alternate past together. Shit's about to go down. There is so little time. Next episode is when everything will be ended, I reckon. Even if it goes on for an hour, it'll all be ended. See you guys next time.